So I already know this video is going to trigger some people, but I also think it's going to help a lot of you guys out. So let's get into it. Alright, you might have seen my last video where I reviewed the Tiny Hawk 3 Ready to Fly kit, which is a beginner kit that comes with everything you need to get started, and it also comes all set up for you, so when it arrives at your door, it's ready to go. Overall, it's fairly affordable, and you get some entry-level equipment to get you started in the hobby. Now, I know there's some of you out there who love the idea of a Ready to Fly kit, but you don't want the entry-level equipment, and you'd much rather jump in with some pro-level gear right away, still have it set up for you so you don't have to worry about anything when you get it, and you're willing to pay a premium for it. And I know because that's exactly what I wanted when I started out. I entered FPV with a primary focus in filmmaking, and I would have felt much more comfortable knowing that everything was going to work the way it was supposed to, and then I could troubleshoot issues one by one as they occurred. Well, I'm here to tell you that a few options do exist, and in fact you can even get some of the same drones that your favorite pilots fly, and get them with all the gear you need and have them ready to fly as well. In fact, some of these kits are designed in partnership with these pilots, so whether you like Johnny FPV's cinematics or Mr. Steele's freestyle, Ladrib's flow, or Captain Vanover's speed, you can get a kit with the exact same gear that they use as well. Well, I can't guarantee that it's the exact same gear, but it's gear that is very, very similar. Anyways, the two websites we're going to look at in this video are Get FPV and Rotor Riot. This video is not sponsored by either of those companies. I just want to show you guys a few of the options out there in case they help some of you guys out. I will actually have affiliate links to the Get FPV drones. So if you decide that you do want to buy those, feel free to use my link. It'll give me a small commission, but only if you want to. It's your choice. But first, what actually makes these drones premium? And what are you paying for when you get a kit like this? Well, I actually bought the Johnny FPV drone a while back. And I didn't get the whole kit because I already had most of the equipment, but I just bought the drone itself just to see whether it's worth spending a little bit extra money for a quad like this. And I'll tell you right now that whether it is or isn't will be very subjective between person to person. Essentially, what you're getting though is a drone built by professionals, specifically designed with a pilot's favorite high-end components and tuned and set up just the way that pilot likes it. Then in these kits, all the gear comes linked together and is updated to the newest versions so that you can use it as soon as you get it. Being someone who primarily likes to shoot cinematic stuff, there were also a few other details that made this quad in particular stand out to me. It has a very unique camera mount that has multiple points of vibration dampening to give you the smallest possible chance of any vibrations or jello from getting into your footage. Ever since I started flying FPV, my favorite way to mount a camera was on foam for this very reason. It does offer a little bit less protection to your camera, but it does make it easier to adjust your camera angle or to pull the camera in and out if you have to make any adjustments. I don't think I've ever seen this particular design on any other quad, so it really stood out to me because it's exactly what I want. I also like the way the battery connector is situated and fastened, which really lowers the chance of it ever getting caught in one of your propellers. The components on the inside were also chosen to easily work together with a minimal amount of soldering needed if anything has to be replaced. After testing it out, I can also say that the tune is perfect, and the way it flies is very unique, but it also makes a lot of sense when it comes to cinematic video. It has a very low controller sensitivity in the middle of your control sticks to give you a very precise locked-in feel, but when you go to the outer edges of your control sticks, the sensitivity gets a lot higher, I guess in case you have to bail out of a dangerous situation. And sure, most of these details are things that you could do yourself in your own build, but if you're someone like me who would rather not, in this case you're paying a premium for someone with more experience to do it for you so that you know it's done well. But now, let's first check out the Get FPV website, and we can go through the buying process together. I really should have asked them to sponsor this video, but it's too late for that, so Get FPV, you're welcome. Alright, so we're first going to check out the Johnny FPV drone, and this kit starts at $1,169, but that price might change depending on which options you choose. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do is choose between these two versions of the drone. There's a 4S version and a 6S version, and all that refers to is the type of batteries that it uses. So a 4S battery is slightly cheaper, and it provides 4 times as much power as one of these little batteries. A 6S battery is slightly more expensive, but it provides 6 times as much power as one of these little ones. Now, it's not exactly that simple, but a 4S quad, like the one that I picked up, will be slightly slower, which will also make it easier for a beginner to fly, but I would still say that it can handle 85% of all the situations a 6S quad could. And to be honest, I've never run into a situation where this one felt underpowered for me. A 6S drone though will be a little bit faster. The batteries might also be a little bit more efficient, giving you slightly longer flight times, but the batteries will also cost a little bit more. Now, there's actually a really easy way to make a 6S drone feel like a 4S drone, and I might make a video on that in the upcoming week. But today, we're just going to choose 4S since it's a little bit more beginner friendly. Next, we have to choose the other main components of our kit, and the only options we get are the DJI FPV goggles and the DJI FPV controller. And both of those are very easy to use for beginners, so I highly recommend them. Next, they give you an optional antenna upgrade for your goggles, and honestly, I'm pretty sure most people buy these two together, so I don't know why they split them up and only let you choose one, but honestly, in my opinion, the DJI goggles come with great antennas, and I feel like for most things that you're going to be doing, you won't need the upgrade, so today, we're not going to get it. Next, they give us a few different choices of batteries to choose from. They gave us two different options of 4S batteries if you chose the 4S version of the drone, and two different sizes of 6S batteries if you chose the 6S, and the smaller number. So in the 4S, the 1250 will be lighter, but it will also have a slightly smaller capacity, while the 1500 will be heavier and have a bigger capacity. Honestly, you won't know which one you like better until you try them. If you choose the lighter battery, you might be able to get a little bit more speed out of your drone, but it might run out a little bit faster, while the bigger one will weigh the drone down a little bit, but you might get slightly longer flight times. If you're unsure which one you want, you can always choose one of these and then go and separately buy the other one. Test both of them out. You're going to need more than one battery anyways, so get one of each. And then finally, we have to choose our charger. And I've never actually heard of these EV Peak ones, but they also seem to be the cheapest. And I don't really think a charger is where you want to skimp out on when it comes to FPV, since charging LiPo batteries can be really dangerous. So I would choose one of the other ones. This Toolkit RC one, I believe, yeah, it's only up to 4S batteries. So we're going to avoid that one. It's out of stock anyways. So I would choose one of these ISDT chargers. And both of these natively only charge one battery at a time. So if I was to choose, I would actually choose this cheaper one, which is smaller and slightly less powerful, but at least it'll be easier to travel with. And once you're eventually ready to upgrade your charger, you can get something that's better than all of these, like my Hota D6 Pro. This charger is amazing. I'll link it down below, but for now, I really think that this one will be enough. And that's it. Our kit is assembled, and if we were to order this right now, Get FPV would handle the rest and make sure that our gear is set up and ready to go. Now, I'm quickly going to look up the Mr. Steel drone as well. All right, so the Mr. Steel drone is actually a little bit more complicated. I really wish that they gave us less options to choose from, but either way, I'll go over it very quickly. You only get one option of the drone, the 6S version, so we're going to go with that. And then you get a few different options of two different controllers. Now, I believe these are just different colorways for the same two radios. So assuming all of them were in stock, if I was to choose between them, I would choose the TBS Mambo since it's significantly cheaper, and the tracer protocol that comes with this radio has very low latency, and it would be great for freestyle, which you're probably getting into if you're getting this drone. But that one's out of stock right now, so we're going to go with the Taranis X9D, even though it's more expensive. Next, they give us an option for a battery for the radio controller, and I believe this one's only for the X9D because I think the TBS Mambo uses a different type of battery, which in this case makes the X9D even more expensive, especially if the TBS Mambo already comes with those batteries. I believe this next option is also only available for the X9D controller, but they give you the option to upgrade to Crossfire, which will give you an even stronger control link and allow you to fly further distances. In my opinion, the Crossfire Micro is more than enough, and it's significantly cheaper, so I would get that one if you got the X9D controller. Then for the goggles, Mr. Steel uses the HDO2s, so that's the option you get. For those goggles, you're also going to need a receiving module, and they give us two different options here. Honestly, both of them are really, really great whichever one you choose, you'll probably be extremely happy with it. I've always used rapid fire, and it's kind of seen as the gold standard, so we're going to go with that. You're also going to need 2 antennas. I would say go for 1 of each. Then they have these little angled connectors for your antennas to make sure that they're pointing in the right direction. Honestly, I don't know if these particular antennas need them, but honestly, we're going to get 1 of each. They're pretty cheap, and they will come in handy one day. You can also get some foam for the goggles. Let's get it. Extra comfort. And you have the option to get an earbud that you can hook up to your goggles to hear audio from your drone while you're flying. I've actually never tried that, but I think it would be a pretty cool benefit, so we're going to get 1 of those as well. Then we're given a few different options for batteries. I would go for the 1100 Lumineer battery. It's the cheapest, and it's a very high quality battery. And for the charger, I would get the same one that we got last time. Oh no, they actually give us a different option this time. They give us the ISDT D2, which natively allows us to charge 2 batteries at a time. It's significantly more expensive, but it's very similar to the charger I have now. If you're willing to make it rain, get that one. It is better, but if you want to save some money, just get the cheaper and more portable one. And then they give us a bunch of different options for different Ethics or Mr. Steel branded gear, a bunch of tools, which you'll probably use, but whether you want to get these ones is up to you. And yeah, that's it. That's your entire kit. They honestly don't make it as easy as I thought they did. Okay, so after taking a look at the Rotorite website, I'm starting to think that their ProSpec quads aren't as ready to fly as I thought they were. Right now I'm taking a look at Ledrib's Skyliner, and they do give you the option to buy it with the goggles and transmitter in one bundle, but nowhere on this page does it confirm whether or not those things come set up for you and ready to go. Now, they also expect you to buy the batteries and the charger separately. They do make it easier for you. If you scroll down in the description, they do give you the type of batteries that they recommend, as well as a few additional accessories. They don't recommend any specific charger, but you could get that compact one that we looked at earlier, or get this one. I'll link both of them in the description below. But this is actually a great transition to the next point I want to make. Because if there's any FPV drone that you are interested in buying and you can't find it in a ready to fly kit, and your main concern is that you won't be able to set it up correctly, the best thing you can do is buy the DJI goggles and the DJI controller. The same ones that came in this Ledrib kit and the Johnny FPV kit. DJI makes their system so easy to set up. It's pretty much just a single click of a button and you'll be good to go. Now, you will have to buy your charger and battery separately, but in the description, they usually tell you what kind of batteries they recommend. And that'll open up a whole ton of options for you, which is great because the best FPV kit is very subjective and you might want something different than the next person. The last thing I want to say is if you do want to go straight into one of these pro level kits, you are going to have to practice in a simulator first. Don't expect to be able to take one of these out of the box and be able to fly right away without any understanding of your control sticks, because it's not gonna happen. However, I'm speaking from experience. If you put enough time into the simulator and you can fly comfortably in there, you should be able to jump straight into a 5-inch quad like this without much problem. But anyways, I hope that some of you guys found this video helpful. I've received numerous messages from some of you asking if kits like this exist. So here they are. There are some out there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching until this point of the video. I appreciate all of you guys for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.